This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So I'll just announce the meeting. We'll call the meeting of the Southampton Housing Authority and Massachusetts Housing Partnership members for the Affordable Housing Trust Bylaw Committee to order at 9:18. Welcome, everybody. The agenda is kind of quick. I didn't get the minutes out, so I will approve those at the Housing Authority meeting just so that we can get Jim in on the loop as well, and I'll make sure that they get out to him. And then the next agenda item is finalize outreach plan prior to special town meeting. So
first, did the press release get sent?
Yes.
And Sierra is going to have a call with the Gazette today at 10, or Sierra. Did I say Sarah?
No, you said Sierra. At 10,
At 10, and I'm going to join in, but I'm going to let Sierra take the lead. Unless Joy wants to join in instead, then I can bow out.
If you want me to join in, I will.
That's up to you. I'm fine.
Is it a phone call or a Zoom?
It's a phone call. We would have to.
Okay.
We all three of us can't be on it. So
Yeah.
it's with Emily Thoreau from the Gazette.
Okay.
So if you would
Right.
want to be in instead of me, I'll send her a quick message, and I'm happy to not have my name in the paper again.
I don't want my name. Are we recording?
We are recording. Yes.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that.
Okay. So
That's
I'll
fine.
send her your cell phone number, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then I did hear from Ryan from the Reminder, who said they were looking at doing an article about the special town meeting, and he's passed the press release off to the person doing that. And if they had any questions, they would reach back out.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That's good. So it feels like you've covered those bases. That's great. And how are you feeling for the next 13 days?
I don't know that email. I mean, I'm a little nervous about it, but it is what it is.
I mean, I don't think there was anything that in the communication that was negative about the bylaw. It was just, wordsmithing and a preferred clarity. And those are all through town council already. And, it's just more of a preference, one person's preference over another. Maybe once it passes, if we need to make some changes to the verbiage, we can go through the process all over again, but hopefully we don't have to do that.
So he was concerned about, he did call out the shall. He said the shall was not, binding enough. If someone were to bring that up at the town meeting, hypothetically, what would our response be?
And what do you mean by binding enough? From my interpretation, he meant that it was too binding.
Too binding.
Yeah, I thought it was too binding as well. Instead of must, it's not as we avoided the word must because that is binding, and shall is a little bit more.
Well, I think it's more that because it said they shall agree to or accept the purchase that the trust wants to make, instead of saying they shall accept it or not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I read it the same way as you, Sierra.
But then the end of the sentence says that the select board it will not withhold
Unreasonable approval.
unreasonably. So to me, that's saying that they can withhold, but he was wanting more clarity at the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah, because the sentence is the select board shall have the discretion to approve or not approve each purchase, but such approval shall not be unreasonably withheld. So that's our language, right? So
Yes.
Yeah, now I'm reading it like Joy is saying. He's saying it says the board doesn't have discretion whether to approve, but just that it has to approve. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So that said, if someone brings that up at the town meeting, which maybe they won't, what would we say to that?
Well, first of all, does town council go to these meetings, go to town meeting?
Not unless we ask them.
yeah.
And that's a bill I don't think anyone wants to pay.
Oh,
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe talk to town council beforehand and get an answer to that. why would council not see an issue in that? Can that happen? Can you do that?
We can send it to Ed and ask Ed to have a conversation with town council to respond to those concerns or questions.
Yeah, maybe if you just send Ed Jim's whole email.
Yeah.
Just say,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
forward it to Ed and ask him if he could ask town council to give us a response to his questions.
Yes. And I think that's your best defense because town council is that's who you turn to and they say okay to this. So I think that would be a good strategy.
okay. Who's going to send it to Ed? Janet, were you going to do that?
I can do that. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll make another post on Facebook in the next couple weeks or a couple more posts. So just to share with the group, I think I told Janet and Joy separately, but I did attend the finance committee meeting and they seemed receptive. They seemed to have no issue with it. The one comment that I heard was, oh, well, it would be nice if we could spend some of that CPA money we have for housing. I think that's a really good angle. I think a lot of people who have been involved in town government know about that money that's been sitting there. And so I think that could be brought up as like one of the pros. And that's why I added it to the press release. But if we're talking, if we get up and speak during the town meeting, I think that could be a good thing to highlight.
So is it widely known that the CPC chair is coming to the end of her tenure?
Is she coming to the end of her tenure?
The answer is no. It's not widely known.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Okay. So I didn't realize that might be quiet. So if you would keep that quiet.
It's on a recorded line at the
I
moment. But it takes a long time for it to get posted. So by the time it gets posted.
As we know, the meetings haven't been posted for the last year, because I went and tried to find the one from Housing Trust 101 and they hadn't posted any of them. And then I emailed them to ask about it and I still have not gotten a response.
Yeah.
So that's just, maybe by the time that comes out, she'll have announced it more.
I was just curious if there was a sense of future leadership.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if Sarah was that discussed at a CPC meeting?
Certainly not.
No. Okay. All right. So no, I don't know future leadership. So I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, let's not go there anymore. Okay. Great. And if any articles are posted, then you can repost that to social media.
Right. And I will get the flyer we consolidated it, but put it in the Senior Scoop, which is the senior newsletter to talk about, the key bullets for the housing trust. So that was done and has been printed. So that should be ready for distribution. And then I'll get it to Robert Floyd's newsletter. I wanted to bring up, should we have that as a handout at the special town meeting?
The flyer?
The flyer.
I think so.
Is that sufficient? So we can't use the press release because we're requesting their support and we can't, do that at a town meeting. So we can't put the press release as part of the package for that. We have to, and nor can we post it on the website. So
I think the flyer is great because it is not just a chunk of text. It's more graphically interesting. People are more likely to read it. So I think that'd be good to include.
Okay, so I will forward it to Lucy as the meeting gets closer to be part of the package that's distributed. And get it to Robert Floyd for his Southampton News. Can somebody get some maybe color copies to Town Hall to post in the bulletin boards and the Council on Aging? Does anybody have? Could you do that, Sarah?
Yeah.
Right. Sounds great. Done a lot. It sounds really great.
Are you proud of us, Shelley? We just want you to be proud.
I am proud of you. And I think I can speak for Emma too. I think Emma is proud of you too.
Yay.
You guys have come a long way.
Yay.
Got you.
Passes.
So let me see. Roy will get or Sierra will get color copies posted, color prints posted at town hall and the COA. I'm just making my own notes so I don't miss anything like I did. Like who's supposed to do the press release contact? Yep. I went back to my notes and I'm like, oh, it's not listed here. Send flyer to Lucy, Janet. And Joy will.
Yeah, what will I do?
Oh, you're going to be on with Emily today. So,
Yes.
and if we get a call to be consistent, if we get a call from the reminder, I'll provide your 2 phone numbers as well.
Okay.
Anything else? Shelley, you're not coming. Emma, you're not coming to the special town meeting?
When is it again? December 13th?
13th.
Yeah.
And it's in person?
Yes, it's in person at Norris Elementary School, at the elementary school in town.
How many people do you kind of anticipate might be there?
Anybody have their crystal ball out?
Like, is it like 100 people, 300 people? Like, what is
Like
it?
100 to 150 typically.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
How much do we need for a quorum?
50.
50. Okay. I just, we were so anxious and prepared about the house purchase question at the last town meeting. We had like all of us there. We had like tons of paperwork and rebuttals planned, and there was no arguments, and it passed unanimously. So let's just channel that happening for this as well.
Nice.
Usually in the article, there is, who will speak in support of this. So Joy or Sierra, one of you want to take that lead role then?
Yeah, I think we talked about me taking that lead role. I'm not sure exactly what that means by speaking in support of it, like besides saying I support it, but
I think you just gotta introduce and summarize it to people who were too lazy to read the thing, and like why it's important and why both the select board and the housing authority are all about it.
And community preservation has voiced their support, and finance committee has voiced their support, and that this is something that's been highlighted back in 2014 in the housing production plan is a key priority. And again,
in the most recent housing production
and
plan.
again in 2021. So it's been like a priority for 8 years, and we're like at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Not that you have to use.
I don't think you can say the finance committee is for it because there was no
quorum.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no quorum, and they didn't technically say it, but it will say on the list.
Well, they're gonna have to go over it at some point. I think they're meeting this week. So
Yeah, and it'll say on the warrant, like finance committee supports or doesn't support it. So if it does say they support it, then you can say they support it.
Yeah. I mean, do they do that with the bylaws as well as, usually it's just financial things?
Well, when I was at the meeting, Ed said, yeah, there was 2 articles I thought the finance committee might want to voice an opinion on, and it was this one and one other one. So I think they might.
Okay.
The last thing that we said that we would help with this is to put together just some talking points, some draft talking points for you for town meetings. So I'll work on that. I won't get it to it this week, but we'll work on it next week.
okay.
I'm just looking at the warrant as it is, and just to see if it says, yeah, it doesn't state at this point finance or non-finance. So that I see, let me see.
And then will you only have Joyce?
Go ahead.
Will you?
I think Virginia's also speaking in support of it. I think Sierra. I initially can introduce it and speak for it, but I know
Others can come forward though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we could either all front load it, or we can wait and see if anyone wants to speak against it, and then just be ready to stand up after that and rebut with our talking points.
So if you front load it, would that actually perhaps dissuade people from being anti?
Usually if they're anti something, they come up and talk about it. Let me put it that way. There are people in town that are not shy about their views, which is perfectly fine. That's why we have open town meeting.
Yep. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Well,
So,
it's a good plan. Like you have a lot of balls in the air. You're moving things forward. It sounds fantastic.
and I think if we encourage people that we know are supportive of it to come to the meeting
Mhm.
and ask for their support, I think that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, like everyone on CPC, or pretty much everyone on CPC is psyched about it, and I'm sure they'd be happy to. Like people like Cindy, I could see her if we needed another person to say how awesome it is. I could see her getting up and talking about it too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, we have planning board supporting it. I think that's huge too. So if anyone, maybe I'll reach out to planning board this week at their next meeting. If anyone will speak in favor of it, because that tends to be, I don't know, a more kind of conservative board. But if people come up and speak for it, I think that'll assuage any concerns.
Yeah, I think if we, how often do you see people come up from multiple boards and be like, we're all in favor of this? Like, I think we did a really good job with our gathering our ranks here.
Mhm. If you know of any influential business owner that lives in town and has a business in town that can speak to the need for affordable housing to speak in favor, that might have a different kind of weight than others.
Business owners are too few that actually come to town meeting.
But would they do a special thing for you if you asked?
Would Todd Barron fit that need? Does he have a business?
Yeah, I mean, he owns a mortgage company, so.
Is it in Southampton though? I know Canada Real Estate is in East Hampton, isn't it? No, it isn't.
Yeah, but Todd lives in Southampton, so regardless of where the company is, I think the fact that he is a mortgage company owner and demonstrated an interest in building affordable housing, that it might be, him best, I think, Sierra, right? I mean, from your emails and stuff.
Yeah, I can reach out and see if he would want to come and speak in favor of it.
And I know Darcy Gasparini, she owns the hair station in town and she's on the Board of Assessors. I can ask her if she would be comfortable in speaking up for it. So
It could help just to have some different people that you don't always see.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I think it looks great. I think you should feel very good about yourself, good and proud about the work that you've done. Come a long way.
So much good work.
Yay.
Thank you all so much for everyone's amazing contributions. It's been a massive team effort.
So if I think I sent this to Ed already, just so Ed, our administrator, because I was having the town server wasn't in favor of my AOL account the other day. So I'll resend it to him and see, because everybody was bouncing back. So sometimes they like AOL and sometimes it doesn't. So
If it bounces back, let me know.
okay.
And
Then you can.
I'll use my email.
Okay, great. Thanks. All right.
Hey,
Good luck on the call with Emily.
yes.
Enter your number, Joy, right away. Okay.
We have to make a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
To adjourn.
I'll second.
Are we going to have another meeting?
Let's just do it if we feel like we need it, but it's
Okay.
in really good shape.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll just be getting an email from us that says it passed.
Yes.
So 9:37 a.m. and there is a motion to adjourn by Joy.
No, by Sierra, and I
Sarah,
seconded.
and Joy
Yeah.
second. Okay. All right. Thank you. And thank you, Shelley and Emma, for all your support through this process. Thank
you so much.
And Joy for reaching out for the grant to begin with.
Yeah.
Give me the tools. I'll do something with them.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you
Good to see
all.
you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.